leaning back, my extension, my Joe Rogan podcast extension with my Joe Rogan microphone. I said to a friend of mine, what's the best podcast microphone you can get? He says, well, it's got to be Joe Rogan. I said, oh, okay, what does he have? He says, well, he has one of these. Sure. SM7 DP. There you go. Do I sound like I'm professional? And I've got a Rode. Oh, look, you can see it there. Is it Rode? Rode. Extension. Got another microphone over here, by the way. Let me show you. Got one here as well. Look at that one. So I can talk to everybody. CNN, ITV. Welcome, everybody. Got some of your hairs on here, lass. Your hairs get everywhere. Sorry, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to this little fluffy ball. This little fluffy ball, my little angel buddy. She likes to sit next to me. Are you comfy? There you go. That better? There you are, lass. Oh, girl. Princess Lily, my little heart girl. You're always in my heart, always in my thoughts, always in my dreams. You're my angel. You're everything to me. I love you. I put you before anything in the world. I comb, I cook your favorite food, all your favorite vegetables, all your favorite organic meat, nothing from tins, all specially healthy food. And you look so healthy. And your teeth, I brush them nearly every night with charcoal and coconut. Oh, they look at beautiful teeth. Oh, the teeth of this. Sorry, baby. A pain in the backside, eh? That is a pain in the backside. Just waiting for a few to jump on instead of just stood there looking like, oh, come on, everybody. Come and watch me. Come and listen to me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Everybody, come on. Share, share, share. Tell all your friends. Tell all your friends. Yeah. So, what did I actually put on the... You want to get down? Oh, you're turning around. It's scratch time. This is what princesses do. They scratch like that because they can't get it out of their DNA. That she thinks that because her DNA tells her that she's a dog in the wild, and she's having to scratch everything away, so she needs to make it all comfortable. So in her mind, she's doing this because it's the memory of her ancestors that used to scratch away at the ground, get rid of all the stuff that's all there, so she can make it all nice and comfortable. And then she'll turn around and then lay down in a ball. There you go. That's it. Happy now. She's done what she needed to do. Well, like that, aren't we? We do things that we wonder why we do it when we don't need to do it. Look at me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, it's definitely an ape in there. Definitely a chimpanzee somewhere. A baboon. So we've got a few people on. All right, well, if you're still here and you think, okay, this guy is crazy, I'm going, that's fine. I always like that. I always like to do that because the real ones who are really interested in listening will listen to the message and stay because they know that there's something more profound to talk about today. So my title today was, Do You Truly Know Who I Am? That was the title before I changed it. After 20 years of sharing messages, do you truly know what my message is? I would probably suggest if somebody was asking me how many people actually truly understand your message, I would say 20% of you guys would understand my message. 20% would truly understand why I share certain messages and what for. So I thought, well, let me just try and explain in detail. Okay, there is a very powerful message to be said, and it's one of the most powerful messages that is overlooked always. It's a bit like talking about water. Yeah, it's in the tap. Nah, it's everywhere. So it's meaningless. Unless, of course, you're in a desert and there ain't no water. Then you'll realize what water is. Well, this is kind of the same, but this is a message. And funnily enough, if you've got your spider senses about you, you'll probably know what I'm about to say now. First of all, I just want to say this. When people ask me what I believe extraterrestrial is, I always say it's a spiritual energy. What does that mean? It means that there is a spirit inside their bodies. There's a spirit in there, good or bad. Just like us, there's a spirit inside these bodies. These are terrestrial bodies, right? This is of this world body. There's a spirit inside here. It's either a good spirit or a bad spirit. Extraterrestrials are exactly the same, in my humble opinion. So what is the most powerful, what is the most important message that humanity overlooks? Any guesses? And I'll give you a clue. Every time somebody meets up with an extraterrestrial spirit, they normally give them that message. I'm just looking at the comments. I'm just want to see if any of you have figured it out. I'll just wait. It's not a class. You don't get brownie points. You won't get a gold star. But I would like to see if you have figured it out, what the most important message that was given to us by many extraterrestrials when they put it into our thoughts when we meet up with them. Okay, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to tell you the most important message that was ever given by many, many extraterrestrial beings is you don't realize how powerful you are. That said, if you know me from the very beginning of my journey, my work, I've always sat in front of you and done everything I can to make you see who you are. What I've often said in my talks is that the most frustrating thing for me is to see who you are, to feel who you are, to feel the gifts, the power, the energy, this incredible light that you hold within you, and that you yourself are looking at me with absolutely no belief in yourself. You're either crashed, you don't believe in yourself because of a system that's made you not believe in yourself, a system that has continually 24/7 a day tried to hoodwink, lie to you, cheat, tell you that you are nothing, that you need a religion to believe in, that you have to eat our food, you need to take these medicines. They tell you everything to steer you away from the one vital, most important message that you should know and you should be told as a child, that you are more powerful than you can imagine. I shared a video here of a very interesting man. See if I can find it, let you see it and listen to it. I would say a man who understands his power and gift. Nope, it's gone from Instagram. Did I send it to anybody? Okay. Are you listening? Listen up, guys.
I first met him in the early 80s in a Chinatown of urban Java. He didn't want his real name or address revealed, so we called him DJ for Dynamo Jack. He was only a healer, he said, but he did direct a powerful energy generated from his own body into his patients. Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy Qi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patients' feet. For years, we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here. And we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
No, it's meditation every day.
It's meditation.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. It's like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how Qi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again. My brother Lorne never did, for by 1997 he was already dead.
First of all, I just want to say I'm not sure if he is dead. So don't take that as gospel. Sometimes there's a lot of bullshit out there. What was said was he decided to reside on his own and go in the mountains and get away from everybody. Surprise, surprise. Wonder where that comes from. Why that happens. Hey, maybe because he's found his true path. He's found his chi. He's found his prana. He's found his life force. He's found his gift. He's found whatever it is that he realizes he is. And then the way the world is, like TV and all of those liars and cheats and monsters, evil beings that attack good people. You should know, you've met many of them, narcissists. And you can see why many people reside to live on their own and get out of the way from this hellhole that we live sometimes in. Reason why I showed you that is not because he's special, because he isn't special. He isn't special. All he's doing is finding his power. And the way he finds it is through meditation. I want to point something out, first of all, which I find fascinating. What I find the real masters are the ones that watch you and see your gift and allow you to flow with that gift. That's true mastery. So what they do is that you show what you do. So the teacher shares their wisdom and their guidance, and then the teacher watches you and encourages you to find your own chi, your own power, your own energy. That's a good teacher. That's why I've always had an issue with teachings that tell you this is how you do it, ABC, this is how it works. No, this is how it works for you. And actually, it's quite dangerous telling people that this is how it works, because it doesn't work that way. That's where you've gone wrong as a teacher, if you don't mind me saying. And I'm not even a teacher, but you've gone wrong. No, this is exactly, no, it doesn't, because I've read many books. I've tried all of those things that you've done. I've read books where people have cured themselves of cancer by doing this. And then they share that with everybody, saying, this is how you do it. And yeah, I've tried that. That didn't work with my clients. Tried that. Realize, this is the guy who's on an airplane and got a message from God, or so he said, and do this, and this is the secret way of doing it. I think there's a misconception, and I think that misconception is because of greed, and because people want to bottle something up and sell it, or tell you this is how it is. And ultimately what happens is that the individual tries to do what that person's done, does it, but never really succeeds in doing it. So then they ultimately think that they're doing something wrong, or they feel that they're a failure. I think the best form of guidance is going out there, learning from as many different people as you can, and then coming to the point of whatever you decide you want to follow, because you feel the pull to that. For some reason, I want to go in that direction. I'm going to follow that direction, but still at the same time, be open-minded to allowing the flow to run through me in any way that I believe deems worthy of that practice. So you're going to get pushback on that because of, like I said, the ego and the money. They want you to do exactly what they're doing. That means that if you do exactly what they're doing, then you're buying what they're selling, right? If I said to you, no, you do what you want, you're automatically going to say, well, what am I paying for if I'm just doing what I want? And that is the absolute evil brainwashing propaganda, okay? And it's done deliberately. And humanity has enforced that. So when people came here, they were shocked because I showed them what I do, but I said, follow your own flow. What feels right to you? And they were confused. Many people are confused when I say that. Many are confused, and I can see that confusion. And I'm like, unlearn, get out of the program, stop thinking, shut your mind off, because it's going to stop you from getting to where you need to be. And that is ultimately the message from extraterrestrials. You have no clue how powerful you truly are. And I'm quoting from many, many sources. So what does that mean? Why do they say that all the time? You have no clue to your power. So that interested me many years ago. I heard this many years ago. That really interested me. I have no clue. So what do I need to do? Because that pissed me off. Like, you have no idea of your power. Yes, I do. And I'm going to find out. So I'm glad, because that is the way I share with you sometimes. I'll tell you stuff as my message to you to get your back up, to get you angry, to get you shouting at me. I don't mind you shouting at me. As long as you're angry and getting mad, that's good, because you are now becoming confident in what you believe, and you're getting stronger, and you're saying, you're wrong, Mark. It is getting better. The world is waking up. I ain't going to tell you. I'm not going to stop saying to you, no, it's not. It's still crap. It's still rubbish. It's all rubbish. Nobody's doing anything. Yes, we are. We're getting stronger. Go on, keep going. Because I'm the one. I'm that guy at the gym who says to you, 3 more. I want 3 more. After you know you've done all, I want another 3 more out of you. Come on, 3 more. You can do it. So I literally play mind games as well, but I see them as heart games. I want you to be mad. Or you can go away and just listen to love and light, love and light. No problem. You can do that. I went through that. We all go through it. But I know wholeheartedly that it takes not just love and light, not just but it takes action. It takes power, focus. Just like this DJ, this lovely man who focused his energy through meditation. Now, you're not going to hear this from teachers. You're not. You're not going to hear this, because they're never going to tell you the truth. And this man actually exposed the real truth by way of what he said. Are you special? He never said anything. All he said was, I meditate. If I would have been sat next to him and I would have said to him, can you show me how to do this? You would have got two immediate reactions and thoughts from that man. The first one is, if he is a good soul, and he's a kind soul, and he's a caring soul, and he's an honest soul, he would say, I can't teach you to do this. When people come to the Pure Energy Healing Academy and said, can you teach me to be like you? I always say, no, I can't. And then you revert back to your limited program and feel bad and say, why am I not good enough? Or I'm not as strong as you. And my reaction to that is no. I am Mark Bajerski, and my body, my physical body, has certain energies inside them. Just like he was saying, you've got your positive and your negative that meet together, and they create this very powerful energy. So depending on what my energy is within my body, depending on how balanced I am, what I eat, what I drink, what I think, what my energy blocks are, what my flow is, how my mind is, how I grew up as a child, all of these things, how my body is basically unique. How am I able to possibly say to you that I can teach you to be exactly like I am, and how and what comes out of my hands? This is exactly how you direct it, and this is exactly what will happen. Any good teacher will tell you that that's impossible. And if they do say, yeah, I can teach you to be exactly like me, I would say they're dreaming. They wish they could, but ultimately it never happens that way. And the reason, and it's good it doesn't happen that way, thank goodness for that, because you end up another version of what is necessary to help heal that client. So When people say to me, oh, you've healed clients, I said, yeah, me and everybody else. There's loads of healers out there. Could have been your mother who gave you a hug that day that healed something inside you. And then you came to me, and then I'm the final part where you felt better. But it might have been your dog, might have been your mum, it might have been your cat, it might have been your best friend. It could have been the energy that you were sat in Mother Nature. Could have been the sea. It could have been something that you ate, which was very natural, that helped clear a block. And then all of a sudden there was a flow. So going back to this amazing man and how he can set paper on fire. I've had many a scientist come here. I don't need to bear witness to this because there's been many people here bear witness to this. And the scientists would have his eyes open. Most of them do, because they don't know how to rest. They have no clue how to relax because their brain is just fully going all the time. The brain keeps telling them there's no full stop, there's no comma, keep going, keep going. So their eyes are open. So normally what happens is after a healing session, if there's a group of us doing healing on, say, one person, the scientist, whether it's a man or a woman, will get up and then say, they'll start telling people, and I'm talking about open-minded science people who are really interested in this field of work. And they'll probably go 50%, 60%. Mark, I don't know what happened there, but you were like 90%. I could feel the heat coming off your hands at like 90%. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like to hear that, because I don't like to upset other people, because then they'll think that they're not as strong as me, which is, again, bullshit. Science is bullshit. Sometimes you can have freezing cold energy, which is really vital. It feels like freezing. You feel like you're being frozen inside. That's a vital energy that is necessary to the body, as well as heat, as well as nothing at all. So you get a neutral energy that you don't feel anything. Sometimes you'll get this feeling of pins and needles. Sometimes you'll feel like you want to scream because you're in so much pain. All of these are vital, and every one of us in that room are playing a very important role in the healing. So I don't like when people say you're stronger healed than you. That's bullshit. All of that's bullshit. The only thing I can say is that there's only two things you can really do in a healing session. And that is, you can help heal somebody, or nothing. Nothing happens, either one or the other. So the more we become cleansed and clear, the more our uniqueness, our energy comes through to help heal people as well as ourselves. Have you ever heard of people going to a place called Fatima or Our Lady of Lourdes, and they were riddled with cancer? They've only got a few weeks to live. They go into the water and then they come out, and then they go back to the doctors, and the doctors say, hallelujah, hallelujah, it's a miracle, you're healed. First of all, I'm not saying that they made a mistake with their medical records and they weren't riddled. That could be certainly the case, which we're starting to realize that now more and more and more. They're telling that you've got cancer and you haven't. Clever, eh? Good marketing business. How? Oh, because it says that look at your blood, or because of your blood that you've definitely got it. Where yeah, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, don't get me started. But anyway, let's say you have. Let's say that you were opened up and it's riddled, and then you go to Lady of Lourdes, and then you come out, and then you go back to the doctors and they say, well, this is a miracle, you're healed. What happened? And you say, I went to the Lady of Lourdes. Oh, you went to a healer. Normally what they say to that is that, well, some things can't be explained. That's how they justify it. They don't want to say anything else. They just want to say some things cannot be explained. And I'll give you a great example. I was at the Over 50s show many years ago, and I was doing healing sessions. I think I was charging something like 10 euros. It was years ago. And it was for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's it. So you'd come, you'd sit in the seat, and I'd give you healing, and then you'd go again. Okay. So at the Over 50s in Marbella, and it was the Congreso de la Palacio de Congreso Over 50s show. So I'd probably done the first day, and the second day I was cracking on with it. People were coming over and giving them healing, then they were going again. Most were like, what is this? I'm like, it just gives you a bit of energy. Oh, well, I'll have some of that then. I started realizing, stop saying healing, Mark, just say energy, and then I'll have it. Oh, not wrong with me, I don't need no healing. Right. Then I changed it. I said, well, it just gives you a bit of energy, so you feel like you want to jump around all day. I'll have some of that. I'm like, okay, this works. This is good. Great. I get them in the seat. Then it's wonderful. Then they're off again. So right in front of me, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the corner was blood pressure. Some kind of Spanish, I believe it wasn't connected to the government, but it was an independent clinic that was giving free blood pressure tests. So I've mentioned this before, and I'm working on this client, finished. 4 people or 5, men and women, all came together at me, and I'm like panicking a little bit what they're doing. They waited for me to finish my last client, and then they said, excuse me, can we have a word with you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What? And they said, what are you doing? I'm saying, well, it's called healing. So how do you explain healing in a few seconds? It's impossible. Like, it's just a healing. How do you do it? I'm like, I don't really know how I do it. You know, I don't really know how, but I just follow this pattern. What do you do to do it? I'm like, why? What are you all so interested in? We've just had a lady, and we were worried, and we told her we were very worried because her blood pressure was sky high. We even recommended to her to go and get medical advice now, right now. And she came back after half an hour, and for some reason she asked to be tested. She got tested, and her blood pressure was at perfect balance. We are all lost for words. We don't understand it. We want to know what you've done, how you've done it. And I just simply said, because people were waiting, I said, I don't know. I don't honestly know. They were angry with me. They were angry. And I thought, that's no way to be. Why, you know, like I didn't say anything, but I'm like thinking, why are you angry? Because I'm not giving you the answer. I don't have the answer. I can't fully tell you why. And I don't even know if it'll work for the next person. But it worked for them. That's great. But I don't know. I can't bottle this. I can't give you the ABC 1, 2, 3, how it works, so you can bottle it and sell it. Can't do that. So stop getting angry. It's just a natural thing. So I had a nurse as well, and she was on many videos. You've seen it before. Trina, she's called. So she had a lump, and that lump was pretty big, and she had all the tests, and within 3 months of coming to me once a week, it went down to, I think, 2 millimeters, and they told her, I think you're okay. I think whatever's happened, it's gone now, and we just monitor it, but it looks as if it's going. All on record. And she was a very high up nurse. She was a head nurse in Denmark. So that was nice to know that healing works. It's beautiful to know that somebody's blood pressure can go down in 10 minutes. Going back to extraterrestrials that want to tell us that we don't truly know the power that resides within us. And I also want to go back to you sitting in front of me. feeling bad, thinking that it's not worth living, feeling that you're nobody, you've got no power, you've got no gifts, you don't know why you're here, everything's going wrong. And I remember feeling so bad over the years. Everybody sat in front of me, not realizing how powerful they are. And I often wrote down, if you were me and I was you, you would know and you would smile because you'd realize how powerful you are. And the day that you know how powerful you are is the day that will make me feel so good. The day that you realize that you are powerful more than I know that you are powerful is going to be the day that you will understand life. If I'm to say that 99% of humanity will never know their true gift, their true abilities and their power, I would say I'm probably closer than most people. I think only 1% on this planet, and maybe less, knows their true power. As a healer, when I started healing, I was curious to understand what the power of energy and healing is, frequency and vibration, wanted to really truly understand it on a level of not science, but more on a level of actually seeing how my client would change and what would happen in that transformation. And the worst I ever got was people just felt better. That was the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is people would come back and say, whatever you did, I'm fine, I'm all right. The doctor told me I could never move my hand again properly. I can never squeeze my hand again because I've got this infection. And now it's perfect, Mark. And all you did was put your hand over mine. I'm not saying this that I'm powerful. I'm just saying that I believed in myself. I believed in what I was doing. And I believed that whatever I do it with the utmost love, trust, and the combination of the physical body, the mind and the soul, and the universe working with you. The combination of all of those things, keeping my body healthy, meditating, was starting to show me things that I'd never seen in my life. All I'd ever seen is get up, eat your breakfast, go to work hard, chase your tail, pay the bills, keep the wolves from the door, pay the mortgage, go on holiday once a year, just pay your taxes. That's all I ever knew. And when I broke free from that, from the program, and came here, the path that was set in front of me, which I made a choice, was healing, and to heal myself, heal my irritable bowel syndrome that was with me from the age of 8 years old, which is gone. My corroded back, that the doctor and the doctor's report after x-rays said that I got a corroded back. They called it a corroded back, and you can't lift anymore. I can lift anything I want now. I can lift more than most people. I have no problem with my back at all now. So do we have the power? The most important message that was ever overlooked from the whole of humanity is we are more powerful than we could ever imagine. And I put it to you, do you truly believe that you are powerful? I put it to you that I don't think you've even touched upon 1%. You might have thought about it once because you've seen a short. But have you ever contemplated walking a path of finding your true power? At the Pure Energy Healing Academy, when I used to have people come here learning healing, the one thing I had to unlearn is the program. And it's not easy. But when you unlearn and when that penny drops and you realize that the missing piece that you've been all over learning all your healing techniques, the missing piece, the one missing piece that I knew was the most important thing, because through my experience, that I had to believe in myself, that I had to follow my own guidance, that I had to learn to truly believe in whatever I was doing, and that whatever I was doing was the right thing to do. We have been brainwashed, we have been hoodwinked, and we've been lied to. That if you don't read somebody's book, if you don't listen to the guidelines of the government, if you don't do what your teacher says, if you don't study from college to university, then you are dumb. You are stupid. Well, let me put it to you. If you've gone to school, if you've gone to college, if you've gone to university, you are dumb. You are dumb and you are stuck in a place where you cannot move. You are imprisoned in the matrix. You are imprisoned in an illusion that keeps you in that illusion. And all you do is live that illusion every day. And it takes you away from your true power, your true gifts, and who you truly are. Coming here, unlearning that in 4 days, which you do, and you did, and you started crying and you realized that, wow, it was always there all along. Where was it? It was inside me. And I realized that the system, that the satanic evil monsters who run this world, who run government, who run every agency there is in this world, whether it be your doctors, whether it be your pharmaceutical, what they run everything. They don't want you to be who you were born to be. They want you dumbed down. They want you to be enslaved. They want you to just think enough so that you get up for work, do your 9 to 5, and then come home and pay your taxes. They want you that dumb. And that's what they've done to you. They've trained you to be dumb, to be obedient slaves. In here, we take that away. We take all that away. And we start again. We unlearn you. And we help you believe in yourself. And if you look at some of the messages after 4 days, they say, you know, I didn't realize, I had no idea. And it's beautiful. And I saw this in myself. I saw what changed me from being a fairly good healer to a really good healer. And it was to stop writing things down, stop worrying about everything, stop, you know, you've got to do all, like, just let it all go and trust in the ability that where you are is where you're meant to be, and what you're doing is exactly what you're meant to be doing. Believe in yourself, something more than academia, something more powerful than any form of brain manipulation, something so powerful, invisible, something so magical, like the chi, the prana, the life force. Something happens that you electrify this body so that you become this powerful energy for good. So I just want to leave it there. This is called food for thought, but I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Prove me wrong. Have a lovely day, guys. Thanks for joining me. Till tomorrow, from myself and Lily. I don't want to get her up. She's comfy. Take care. Love you all.